Floodwaters are receding in Marion County, but that doesn't mean the problem's over. I'm Josh Marshall, and I'll tell you what the government's doing to help local residents pay for repairs. Our award-winning WVU News starts now. More destructive video out of West Virginia, but this time it shows major damage left behind after storms, flooding, and mudslides hit our area. 11 counties were affected, including right here in Monongalia and Marion counties. This is Walter's backyard, and during the flood there was about 5 feet of water where I'm standing, and when those waters receded, this was all that was left of Yao's camper. But with federal aid, Yao isn't footing the bill alone.
Connect electrodes.
After the pads are applied to the body, the AED will advise a shock, and that can be done simply by pressing this button.
Shock advised.
And that could mean the difference between life and death. I'm Josh Marshall, and straight ahead on WVU News, I'll tell you why your street might not measure up to Morgantown Fire Department. That's why it's so important for firemen to get to your home quickly. But here in Morgantown, narrow streets are causing longer response times, and that could mean the difference between saving a life and losing one. The average fire truck is about 98 inches wide. And on streets like McLean, 98 inches is not enough room. Doctors say the average person should drink between 9 to 13 glasses of water per day. But what happens when your tap water isn't safe to drink? I'm Josh Marshall.
And straight ahead, find out who's making your drinking water safe.
While the Amber Alert has been bringing home children for the last 16 years, the No Child Left Behind Act has been teaching children to do well in the classroom for a decade. West Virginia University may have a fast way to pass information to students on campus, but Monongalia County schools are struggling with student safety in getting on and off the bus.
Straight ahead on WVU News, Autumn Lonan has something sweet in store for us.
And our sports reporter, Sabu Majarian, will tell us about an international sharpshooter right here in Morgantown. Americans consume about 9 billion gallons of bottled water annually, which equals $16 billion per year.
And with families trying to save money,
it's called the Campus Emergency Alert Act, and it penalizes colleges and universities for not warning students and faculty of campus emergencies in a timely fashion.
Speaking of ice cream, hey Josh, what's your favorite topping?
Well, I'd have to say Oreos, but everything changes when you go to Natty Cakes.
That's true. I usually go for the fresh fruit.
A little bit too healthy for my tastes.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's WVU News. Remember to visit us online at our website. I'm Alex Kozovic.
And I'm Josh Marshall. You can see all of our broadcasts on YouTube. The address is at the bottom of your screen.
And don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Thanks for watching WVU News. We'll see you next time.
Connect electrodes.
On an average day in the United States, 1,000 adults die from sudden cardiac arrest. The chances of successful resuscitation decreases by 10% with every minute that passes. WVU is increasing the chance of survival by putting an AED in each building. And for one student, having an AED nearby is very important.
I was born with a heart murmur, and it basically puts me at a heightened risk for a heart attack. It's pretty scary because it can happen whenever. If
it does happen, EMT Gary Stroline says that time is the key, and every few minutes could mean the difference between living and dying.
If sooner we can get people to start CPR and initiate the AED on that individual, the most likely they will be successfully resuscitated.
But using an AED like this one is as simple as following directions.
Start CPR. Connect electrodes.
After the pads are applied to the body, the AED will advise a shock, and that can be done simply by pressing this button.
Shock advised.
And that could mean the difference between life and death.
It makes me feel more protected, I guess, so people know they can help me. It can help me at any time if something were to happen.
And with most campus buildings equipped with an AED kit, more students like Giancola can feel at ease in the classroom. Thousands of Marion County businesses and homeowners are piecing their lives back together after nearly 2 inches of rain fell in a few hours. Winfield resident Walter Yao had little warning.
Time I could slide the fifth wheel in my pickup and back under the trailer, the water was over my wheels, and I got it pulled up to here, and stuff was started floating out from underneath the house and from around the house, and we was dragging it up the hill and pulled the camper up a little bit and pushed. We just constantly back and forth pulling stuff up.
It's going to take thousands of dollars to repair Walter's property.
For me, I lost my home. That's why I lived in my camper. It was a total loss. downstairs, my mom's house, the floors, the walls, furnace, washer, dryer.
This is Walter's backyard, and during the flood, there was about 5 feet of water where I'm standing, and when those waters receded, this was all that was left of Yao's camper. But with federal aid, Yao isn't footing the bill alone. The Disaster Recovery Center is giving loans up to $200,000 to homeowners in need of repair.
He's responsible for making his repair either personally or he hires people, that sort of thing. We provide the money. And it even helps if people like that will give us direct deposit. That means we can even get the money to them faster.
Yao's truck is just one thing on a long list of items to be surveyed.
Our interviewer is called me back that day, and he says he's going to come out today sometime and inspect everything and see what he can do. And he said they're pretty sure they can help us.
FEMA officials say regardless of your income or how long ago the damage occurred, all residents can qualify for aid.